This has to be the best job market that these graduates are going into in any time since you've been at Purdue. I'm guessing that's the case. What numbers do you see in terms of graduates who already have a job offer, and how does that compare to what you've seen in the past?
Good guess, Becky. It's not just the best since I've been here. It's the best in this century, or as far back as our records go. This was true last year. In our case, 98% of Purdue graduates had a job that we know of within the first 6 months, and this year looks even stronger. We know that employers have relaxed, in many cases, their requirements, either GPA or even of a diploma, which indicates, I think, the issues on the demand side. But yeah, there's no question. It's never been hard for a Purdue graduate to get a job, but I'm happy to say that seems to be a general case across the country right now.
There have been some reports that even with this great job markets, graduates could have some too high expectations in terms of salary. I think I read that the average graduate from universities right now expects an opening salary of just over $100,000, and maybe that's about twice what the reality is. Is that the case, or does this depend on what your degree is or where you're coming from?
Reality comes to roost with young people in a variety of ways. I guess this is one of those in the modern age. Wait till they start paying taxes. That'll be another wake up. But all that said, whatever their expectations, I think they can certainly look forward to high prospects for employment, and to employers who are, we now know, very eager, I'm tempted to say desperate, to retain the workers they have. So probably good opportunities for advancement, career development, and so forth.
You know, you just said something that employers are dropping demands they used to have, including even the demand for a degree. Does that mean people are dropping out of school or maybe not applying to school as a result because you don't need the degree to get hired?
It's a very important point. This is one of those best and worst of times situations. On the one hand, as we just said, I think the prospects for young people, regardless almost of educational attainment, are very, very strong. On the flip side, it has led to, along with other factors like lockouts and so forth, has led to a plummet in the percentage of young people seeking college. You know, we may well have had for a long time too many students pursuing a four-year college degree. I think we're running the risk now, after a 20-some point drop, of too few seeking the credential that would serve them so well throughout their lives.
Let's talk about loan forgiveness, student loan forgiveness. I have a pretty good idea of where you're going to come down on this. This idea that the president could, in the coming days, forgive up to $10,000 in student loans for people who are making less than $125,000. You've done a very good job at Purdue of maintaining costs, keeping levels at the same levels they were. Forget about inflation, keeping it at those levels since all the way back to the 2012-2013 year. What do you think about what's happening with college inflationary prices and what happens with student loan forgiveness?
I think the forgiveness idea may be the worst public policy idea of recent times. I can't find any redeeming feature. It's very unfair to those who did pay, as 99% of our graduates do pay back their obligations. It's a gift to the wealthy. The doctors and lawyers are the two categories who would benefit the most. Only 5%, even of the most modest suggestion they're talking about, only 5% would go to the bottom quintile. It's the most regressive policy idea we've seen. It's probably illegal. I mean, this is the spending of hundreds of billions of dollars with a stroke of an executive pen. And Congress is supposed to have the power of the purse. It would be unprecedented in that way. It's a terrible moral hazard, as the economists say, meaning that people in the future will figure they can get them off the hook, too, and will borrow more than they should. That'll push up college costs. I really wish they would abandon it. There are better ways. They should put colleges like ours on the hook for some of this unpaid debt. We should have to stand behind our performance. That'd be a lot better way to get at it than this, incredible pillaging of the taxpayer. By the way, the final irony here is who's going to get the bill if they add another several hundred billion to the national debt? The very same young people in whose name it's being done.